Welcome back to another episode of Wormhole Extremists. My name is David. I'm with Nicole.
Hello.
And Evie.
Good day.
And we're watching 503 Ascension.
That CGI is pretty good.
It's not bad at all. We don't usually get to establishing
half
ones
decent.
like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Decent.
So Jack has literally just mentioned SG16. So this is the team's sole appearance throughout the entire series.
Wow.
Damn.
They don't really get around, do they?
No. And Daniel actually just mentioned that he could use with an interpreter. So it's kind of interesting because he doesn't recognize the language that he's seeing here on these pillars. And given that he's been exposed to ancient writings in the past, obviously this is a little bit different. And we don't really technically find out more about the ancients until a little bit later.
We don't usually get flash cameras, but in that room back there, they established it's pretty dark, so they've got flash cameras to do that, so that they can merge Orland's flash in a little bit here when he does what he does with Sam. So
yes, does his glowing thing,
his glowy thing.
We've got Peace Rider in the chat. Is that a new person?
It's
don't know.
entirely possible. Hello,
Well,
Peace
if you
Rider.
are,
Have
welcome.
you been here
welcome.
before?
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you been here before?
So this episode is directed by Martin Wood. This actually marks his first of 8 episodes in the season, and it actually is the highest number of episodes he directs in a single Stargate season.
Wow.
Until he matches this count in seasons 2 and 3 of Atlantis.
How do you know that?
Because I do my research.
I guess you do. Jeez, man. That is I wouldn't even thought to see which season has his highest episode. I mean, wow, that's really good.
You got to think outside of the box,
Oh,
like
absolutely.
the DVD box.
For sure. And that is the top of the face grabber. Oh, and more
really
crystal
is.
technology. Yep.
Oh, I love how they recycle props.
Absolutely.
It's great.
Yeah. I think one of them called it garbage dump theater. I think the production people did.
Garbage
Something
dump
like
theater.
that. Yeah, because
I love that.
Things get thrown away all the time and they have to go out there and grab it. So
Yes.
ooh. You are not alone.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Yeah.
So I was looking on what was I looking on? I was looking on social media for just bits of comments about this episode and what the fans thought. And someone called it a psychological thriller disguised as a romance.
Oh, that's fair.
So
Absolutely.
unfortunately, this isn't the first time a guy has come on too strong with Sam, and it won't be the last.
Oh,
Oh
boy.
dear.
So this episode does guest star Sean Patrick Flannery as Orland. So this is his sole Stargate appearance, and although his character does return in season 9's The Fourth Horseman, part 1 and 2.
He's a child.
But he is depicted obviously in his younger form.
Yes, he is definitely
So,
reduced in stature.
Yes. So Flannery is best known for playing Indiana Jones in 39 episodes of 2 separate spin-off TV series and 3 television movies.
Lord.
And additionally, he had a reoccurring role in 12 episodes of Dexter and 53 episodes of The Young and the Restless.
I'm sorry, Dexter? Where?
Yes.
Where?
Yes, he was in 12 episodes of Dexter.
And he doesn't
Look
look
it up,
anything like
because
himself
I
now. Yeah.
couldn't place
Right.
him either until I looked at the images from the episodes.
And he was
Because
in
I've seen a lot.
he was in a 2023 film called Nefarious, and I practically crapped a brick.
Wow.
It was scary. He plays a man possessed, a criminal on death row possessed by a demon.
Oh my God, that sounds a bit too much for me.
Yep. And they're trying to get him off of death row and convict him for being insane, criminally insane.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Because he's pretty convincing.
Homo
Anyway,
Apple said the German title translates to the sacrifice or the victim.
Oh wow.
interesting.
Okay.
And
Okay.
Jed Ted brought back the more ban Daniel because that is what Jeff
Love Ban
Golker
Daniel.
said. And he did,
Love
like, he said it the
it.
other week, but he said it to me today. He said, the episode you're about to watch, my first thing I wrote was ban Daniel. And it's like, yeah.
So Janet has just referenced the events of In the Line of Duty, Beneath the Surface, and Entity.
time.
And she also referenced the Fifth Race. So
For sure. If you notice, the background wall panel has flashing has monitors in it now.
it
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
And
look
then
at
they
that.
take it away later on in the show, and I don't know why.
Huh. So I was more focused on this is a nice segue, by the way. Eric Brecker has returned as Albert Reynolds because you can see the
Yes.
the
Huge
insignia
writing.
on top of
Yes.
his laptop. It indicates that he's been promoted to colonel
Absolutely.
since his first appearance in Area 51 in Touchstone. So after this episode, we actually don't see him again until season 7, but he does appear in 16 episodes as well as the Arc of Truth.
Yes. Oh, that's right. He is an Arc of Truth.
Love him.
I'm trying to get
Peace
him on the
Rider
show.
was new and was unaware that we did not have the episodes visible on here. Copyright issues, we don't want to step on any toes. So, but listen to us as
Exactly.
a podcast. Feel free. People like that. So,
Absolutely. Yep.
So I wanted to go back to Jack referencing the weapon as the great, was it great big honkin' space gun or whatever
Yep.
he said?
yeah.
Big and
So
honkin'.
I'm not sure if it's a direct reference to this comment, but the staff cannon that Tilk uses in the next episode was actually labeled the big honkin' gun in the concept art for the Fifth Man.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it's a Death Glider. It's a Death Glider gun. So.
And Hammond's badges apparently are incorrect. The command pilot's wings and the Master Space and Missile badge, which was later renamed the Master Space Operations badge. Apparently, there's a mistake in the placement. The
For
command
this
pilot's
episode
wings
alone?
should always be positioned above the other badges, and it's incorrectly reversed in this instance. But yeah, it's
Wow.
really minor.
Wow. I would think that type of thing would stay pretty similar from episode to episode.
Yeah, well, it's wrong in the next episode as well.
Wow.
So I thought I'd take this opportunity to talk a little bit about our pal John Delancey as Colonel Frank Simmons. So this is John's first appearance as Colonel Simmons, and it's the beginning of his reoccurring role across 5 episodes. So his collaboration with RDA and Mike Greenberg dates back to his appearances in both MacGyver and Legend. So I did a little bit of research into John, and he is actually a 2-time Soap Opera Digest Award winner for his performance in
I
Days
know
of
that
Our
award.
Lives.
Thank you,
know
James.
that.
He featured in 520 episodes over 8 years.
Wow.
And he also was celebrated for his voice acting, having won People's Choice Voice Acting Awards in 12 and 15 for his contributions to My Little Pony. And John is probably most recognized for his iconic role as Q in the Star Trek franchise, obviously. Yep. And according to his IMDb profile, he has graced the screen in 22 episodes spanning 6 different Star Trek series. And in addition to his on-screen presence, he also lent his voice to 4 Star Trek video games. And he also co-authored a audio book series titled Alien Voices, which I believe David is familiar with.
I love.
Alongside Leonard Nimoy, and he also co-authored the TNG novel IQ and penned an issue of the TNG comic book series for DC Comics.
There you go.
Wow.
I love that you have no new messages. It's like everyone important to her is there. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Her house kind of reminds me of my house. Untouched.
Aww.
Never there.
But she filled this episode, she filled the house with gifts that she has received from fans, like
she did.
throws.
There was
and,
there was like a quilt and like a statuette.
That's adorable.
And there was also pictures of Carmen and his
real life
stepdaughter
daughter.
Mia.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like actually really scary when you think about it.
It is, yeah. It's definitely depicted that way.
Yep. Now this is a
In the
really
beginning.
simple cut. They just painted him out, and then you look back up, and there he is. So
It's good. It's actually a pretty good transition.
Yeah.
So someone on Reddit commented on the noticeable hairpiece worn by Sean Patrick Flannery in this episode. I don't know if I really notice it, but anyway.
it's a
So
hairpiece.
they said that I don't know if it is, but
Oh.
this is what they said. And they said, like, considering Orlin is an ascended being, it's amusing to consider that his toupee ascended along with him.
And he's got like frosted tips. It's
Yeah.
like, what made you do that?
And someone on IMDb actually pointed out a potential continuity issue regarding the lighting and shadows in the scene. I don't
Yeah.
really see it, but they observed that the light and shadows change dramatically in the brief time it takes Sam to walk inside the house.
That's Vancouver
They
for you.
suggested that it might have been filmed on an entirely different day or a different time.
Yeah.
They often did that.
Yeah.
For sure.
So I was going to mention as well that in an interview, Amanda Tapping said that this episode was important to her character as it gave the audience more of an insight into her personal life, including her home. So she said that she enjoyed showing Carter in like casual clothes and driving a nice car. And she said that Carter's coolness is shown through her collection of classic vehicles, including the 1940 Indian motorcycle and the pristine 61 Volvo and a Harley that she's working on. And she said that this episode addressed the misconception that Carter lacked a life outside her work and confirmed that she led a normal, albeit slightly unconventional life.
Mm-hmm.
I just looked up Sean Patrick Flannery and Dexter, and I am absolutely horrified that that is him because I did not recognize him at all.
Yep.
What even?
He does look completely different.
That's a different man. That is. I'm convinced that he was murdered, and this guy's taken over. Like, what is going on?
Well, he does ascend in this episode, so maybe he came back slightly different.
It's like he's so pretty here. He's like so cute. And then in Dexter, he just looks so menacing. His appearance.
Well, that just shows what a good actor he is.
Yeah, shook.
She's terrified of this,
Yeah.
and I would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a little irate.
You had frosted tips where you came from? Damn.
I did have frosted tips when I was younger.
Sorry, David, you had frosted tips when you were younger?
When I was younger, yes, I did.
I'm
Oh,
going to have to
David.
see some photographic evidence at some point.
Yeah, same.
Share.
So it's uncertain whether Orlan's species was actually human or another race entirely. We're just sort of assuming that he was a version of human at some point.
Not necessarily an ancient, but certainly an other.
Yeah.
So, this almost suggests that only a handful of the ancients are Lantians. So.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I love just like some of them. Yeah. Great moment.
So someone on Reddit rationalized that Orlan's unsettling aura was because he was isolated for hundreds of years, and anybody who had been isolated for hundreds of years would be a little bit off.
Yeah, he doesn't know that he's coming on too strong.
No, he doesn't.
So.
Yeah, he just told her that he like loves her, like as she ran away, and it's just like,
Yeah.
man,
Seriously,
no.
man. Yeah.
I know. Well, I'm guessing Sam didn't have any like slow burn romance novels in her house or any like Austen or something for Orlan to leave
Honestly,
through.
give that
because,
man
like,
Pride
he's
and
moving
Prejudice.
way too fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, really screw him up.
Yeah.
Hmm. I do like this because it's that there is like this interaction of Jack having to come in and just be like, okay, how can I help? What's going on? But then there's like, but then it kind of turns a bit weird because Sam obviously starts to kind of, get along with Orlan. So
And he doesn't 100% believe her.
no.
He doesn't. He absolutely doesn't. Because when he's talking to Daniel later on, Daniel asks how's Sam, and he uses like inverted commas when he's
Yeah.
like describing how she is, and I'm just like, you don't believe her.
Yeah. Which is really frustrating. It's
Yeah.
like it's nice to
Well,
see Jack
considering
here,
what
like
they've
looking
been
after her,
through.
but considering what they've been through, it's really frustrating to have
Yeah.
him have that response.
Mm-hmm. I've always felt that this
For
particular
a while,
act.
please.
You what?
That I could hang out for a while.
Oh.
Please, yes, hang out. Sorry, carry on.
I've always thought that this particular act slowed the episode down. It doesn't really get going until they come in and take the cameras back out.
Yeah.
That's true.
And it feels
Yeah.
kind of like that this act is in here just because the episode was too short. And so we're just going to,
Have a
poke
walking
around.
room to room.
Exactly. Yeah. Because
I'm not gonna lie, I would not like this. There's sound, right? It can hear, right?
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I
What if
imagine
I'm like
so.
taking a really loud dump? Like I don't want my coworkers hearing that.
Yeah,
Like, oh,
well,
goodness.
I think it's a bit disturbing that they have it right over her bed.
Yeah, I
The
did.
camera. It's like pointing
oh.
at her bed.
Yeah, Daniel had that in season 7, and I'm just like,
Yes, Jack, I'm fast asleep.
So here's the air quotes in a second. Her secret friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
like Daniel's
boy.
like, that wasn't my question.
No more than the rest of us.
Their chemistry.
I was right. Big and honking.
Big gun shooters.
Big and honking.
As Vala said, these guys like their big weapons that fire big missiles.
Yes.
So as a producer, he would have got documentation for the next episode earlier than everyone else. I wonder if this big and honkin' thing wasn't in the script, but him ad-libbing because someone had written big honkin' gun on the Death Glider gun for the fifth man, and it's rattling around in his brain while they're filming this.
Yes, possibly. Yeah, it would be interesting to know what order it came in.
Uh-oh.
Oh dear. Look, my guy, sitting there like that.
Come on,
it's
man.
just not it.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes.
No. You can't love me, man. I'm the first person you've seen in hundreds of years.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the issues I have with Stargate whenever the the guys who are interested in Sam come in, is they kind of like just meet her, see she's beautiful, see she's smart, and it's like boom, in love. And it's like, you can't build an attachment like that.
That's right.
Well, I guess I kind of have to condense feelings and like the
Into 40
progression of
minutes.
relationships, into a really small bubble, because, those guests might just be, coming in a handful of times, and you have to make it happen rapidly. Otherwise, there's no progression. Do you know what I mean?
I think the way they could have adapted it slightly better is, instead of having him like confess his undying love for her in the first 5 minutes, is at least like have him show that he loves her without saying it constantly. So
I know. Well, I think there's certainly a broader conversation to be had about like consent and manipulation, but I don't really think this is like the right time or place for it. But as a Reddit user pointed out, contemporary audiences are probably more attuned to like the unsettling aspects of Orlan's behavior.
Yeah. Like, there's nothing worse than like having a presence in your home that you don't want and telling them no, and they don't respect or understand that, like as a woman, there's like an extra level of fear. I'd be terrified as Sam. I've never really thought about that much before. Like, I've always thought he's just creepy, but I guess as I've gotten older, I've got like a new understanding and fear.
Yeah. So Sam's like pretty quick to overlook Orlan's like intrusive behavior and trust him. Like, despite his secretive nature, because he hasn't really given her any information.
No.
Well, she's a
he's
scientist. She's curious, and she
Yeah.
wants him out of there. So the shortest path
Yeah.
between 2 points is a straight line.
Yeah.
Don't you think, though, it's kind of interesting because Sam sort of later exhibits a sort of similar tendency to disregard red flags with Pete, who also stalked her.
That's fair point.
Oh, honestly,
What a cool
like, all these
effect.
men.
This
That
is
is
not
cool.
an easy thing to achieve digitally.
No.
They said this is one of the hardest things that they ever did.
The ascended being thing is definitely pricey. I can see that.
Pricey.
Yeah.
Now she has
See,
information
yeah.
to go on.
Now she's like less freaked out, I guess, and more understanding. See, now she's like bothered that one didn't get removed.
Yep.
Mm.
No, you got a certain colonel listening in on you.
So this is a very specific goof, if you can call it a goof. It's more just an oversight. So apparently the restroom door is a little problem because it opens outward and is fitted with a rounded doorknob. So this is very specific. So this design actually fails to adhere to the Americans with Disabilities Act. And local and state fire regulations.
Brilliant.
Which generally mandate inward opening doors and lever type handles to ensure accessibility.
Well, I will contact the appropriate authorities in Colorado Springs and lodge a complaint.
Please do.
He's got to go to the bathroom.
I
know what it's like to
he
stand
looks
there.
like
I've
he needs
gotta
to go to the bathroom.
This is my favorite thing about Stargate is moments like this where it's like I have a human need and like we're acknowledging that these people do go to the loo sometimes.
Yes.
It adds to the comedy of just like I'm desperate here. Go away.
I gotta pee. Yes, sir.
Brilliant. It's like when I catch like my manager like to have a quick chat while he's on the way to the loo, and then he's like, I was going for a reason. I'm like, oh, sorry, yeah, I didn't realize.
Interesting lighting.
Jacob said, is that the only SGC toilet that's specifically shown?
I think so.
The Hathor incident excluding? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Were there toilets in those scenes?
I don't know. There were showers, but I'm assuming there are toilets adjacent.
For sure.
You know?
Yeah. Bathrooms, per se. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the caveman episode. So.
Broken Divide.
The Broken Divide, yeah. You do really feel that Daniel is pulling back in this season, or at least in terms of the amount of content that he's getting.
It's exposure,
that Michael's getting.
Yeah. You're late. Yeah.
Ugh. So I just remembered what he did.
Oh, yeah. Giant emerald, right?
You're gonna need a new
no,
television?
not there. The fact that he basically just gave up his ascended body
to
for
is
a
he mortal
physical
now?
body just for her. Yeah.
That's awfully whoa.
Big commitment for a woman who doesn't even like you.
Yep.
Yeah, so he's like, yeah, I was gonna be like, whoa, Orlin, let's back up the corporeal truck here.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, how can you consider giving up eternal life for a woman you just met?
Have you seen City of Angels?
No, I haven't.
You need to go watch City of Angels.
I've avoided it because I know how it ends.
Well, there's a lot more to it than just that. And the original black and white is very good.
Ah. Well, I do like Meg Ryan, but I'm not a huge fan of Nicolas Cage.
Disappear.
It's one of his better pieces. I can't go
that was
anywhere.
quite funny and cute of her being like disappear with her eyes, just being like,
yeah,
go if I blink, you'll go. I think that SG1, these actors are so good at being like physically funny. What is that hat tilt? What are you doing?
I know.
It looks like
His
he's
whole
dressed up for like a kid's
ensemble.
birthday party.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
That's on
certainly
the Sci-Fi Channel.
Oh, I
that's
love
it.
it.
He's not crazy.
That's just RDA. But like to be fair to Jack, like watching sci-fi would probably feel a bit too much like his day job. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't exactly go around watching a show about insurance brokers. So, you know, it's a
No.
pretty fair
Exactly
comment.
right. Yeah. What is Chris wearing?
Is it a shirt with flames on it?
I guess
Yes.
so.
So is it just me, or does Jack seem like noticeably surprised when, when he finds out that Sam has a date? Like, I think it's just a little bit of jealousy.
There is a
Like,
little
yeah,
bit there.
of course.
Yeah, because
Have a
as she's
pizza.
closing the door, he's like sticking his head around the side to try and see inside of the house.
Oh gosh, that's funny.
Didn't have a cute interaction at the car afterwards. Teal'c and Jack go into the car.
Oh yeah.
Yes, they go and see women wrestling in a tub of jello or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know what that reference is to this day. I have no idea what that means.
It's just like, yeah, it'd be like at a men's club or something.
Oh my gosh.
Cool, Daniel. I just love that this is what they're doing on the weekend. They're just hanging
I
out. It's
know.
like that you guys don't hang out enough. You know,
Aw.
they don't have lives, and I love
Well,
it.
there's no women in jello usually.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Though when I lived in the Philippines, I went to, I swear to God, no doubt, no kidding, it was called a lady boxing and midget boxing bar.
Oh no.
And,
wow.
Yes, we all boxed and we had a great time. So, you know, these things do exist. And that's exactly what its name was.
So to
That's
the
horrible.
right of that table setting for Orlin, is that an aluminium ice cream scooper? Because like
right.
they're just like basically just eating a baguette, but that looks like an ice cream scoop.
The curled thing?
Yeah.
It's some kind of a I forget what it's called. But it's decorative.
Okay.
Yeah. Now he's explaining the logistics
Mm-hmm.
of being an ascended being. So this is a pretty big deal here.
I'm actually surprised this wasn't given to Michael Shanks as a storyline.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're spreading the Ascension love around.
Yeah.
It's the old story. Boy meets world. Boy gives technology to world. World destroys world.
I want that to be a meme.
The tale. As old as time.
I'm just now seeing Orlin and Sam as Beauty and the Beast just dancing through a house. Dear, oh dear. Hmm.
And they
So
just let
if
him
the,
walk away or
Yeah.
float away.
It's float away. So if the Gorwald attack on Valona occurred approximately 400 years prior, that means Orlin was like left in solitude for like 4 centuries.
Very
That's
long
nuts.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
He can't descend on his own.
Mm.
Because you're pretty. Uh-huh, that's bull.
A shot at redemption.
Yeah. So this is like a really subtle goof, but if you pay close attention as this camera pans, there's a reflection in one of the static images. So it's probably like a photo or a thin cardboard cutout rather than a live feed.
Mm.
Ah.
Reel to reel in 2001. They're using reel to reel.
I really love how punchable this man is.
Oh, he does it so well.
He's so good at making me want to slap him.
You know what I always notice about John Delancey, and I don't mean this in like a creepy way at all,
That he's
but
got
he
beautiful
has
lips?
like, yes, Thank you.
Yeah, he's got beautiful lips.
He really
Were
does.
you actually going to say that?
Yes, I was.
I don't know what y'all are thinking of, but it's fine. That's
He's
just
got
fine.
supple, beautiful lips, okay? Also, Daniel's joke there being like, yeah, I mean, go slow is one of my favorite,
It
like,
is.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
he is like
moments.
he's quite sassy with
Yeah.
Simmons also in the next episode too.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure.
So during the Dialogate interview that David did with John, John offered a bit of insight into his character, and he described Simmons as sort of a jerk and someone who was a hero in his own mind, which I thought was pretty accurate.
That
I
sounds
like
about
when
right.
people feel that way when the villains are like that because they need good reasoning to be the way they are, you know?
They do.
There's always a reason.
Yeah. If there's no reason, I'm bored. So it's just bad writing. So good for him. Evie, I'm really glad we came to the same conclusion.
The red
It's really obvious to
phone.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Hammond like claims the red phone in his office is only used for calls to the president, but we've obviously seen him in the past, you know, talk with other people, including his grandchildren.
There's
so
not two phones.
it's likely that he's speaking figuratively
Yeah.
about its importance.
Yep. Well, the red phone that goes way back to the that's a colloquialism that goes way back to just the president. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. She has like a, what is that called? Like, it's not a water fountain, but you know what I mean, where the upside down bottle of water is in the thing, and then you press the button, and the water comes. Did you
like
see it?
like a water dispenser?
Yeah, like she
Yep.
has that right there. I just saw it. Right? Who
Yeah.
the hell has that in their house?
I know several people who do.
People do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Uh-huh.
It's probably a little bit 90s, but
Yeah, it's
Is
you
your
know,
water
it works
like
for some people.
just nasty where you are?
Everyone
is it
drinks
like...
bottled water these days, and that was like the bridge
What?
to it. Yep.
What?
You drink water out of the tap, Nicole?
We all do in the UK. I don't know what's going on with your guys'
We
water.
don't.
Yeah,
There's taste issues. It just is like. Ugh. But anyway, let's
okay.
you know.
So
You're gonna need a new microwave.
So he just gave her an emerald, which is supposed to represent her birth month. But that means that Sam was born in May, but not October. So it's the it's the wrong jewel.
Orland's just, you know, he's doing a bad job
He's
getting
doing
us
what he
flow.
can.
Yeah.
So we rarely get to see the mountains represent Earth, and so getting a look around outside Colorado Springs, you know, in what could be passable certainly as Colorado Springs. So
yeah, I couldn't get over the mountains in Vancouver. It just blew my mind because, you know, Australia is so flat.
I'm going to Scotland on Tuesday, and I'm waiting for it to be so hilly and mountainous and wet. It's raining when I go, obviously.
We expect lots of pictures.
Lots of selfies with William.
I love that leather coat.
I actually like her whole getup. It's quite cute.
Yeah, me too. This is very cute. It's like what's that? Like a kind of see-through cardigan with a nice
Yeah, it
shirt
must be.
underneath.
Yeah.
Oh, he's so cute and smitten here. I hate it.
Yeah, I don't know. He's kind of gaslighting her a little bit. Just like, I know you like me. I know you like me.
Yeah.
I can tell. Oh, he's so smug.
Yeah. I've never liked that way of like flirting. Like if a guy ever comes up to me and says, "Oh, you like me," I can tell. Like I've had someone say that to me before, and I've just told them to go F themselves and just like roll my eyes because I can't be asked. Dear oh dear.
Dear oh dear.
Yeah.
Are you making fun of me, David?
Too.
God, I sounded like C-3PO.
Right, that's what I was thinking of, yeah.
C-3PO.
Dear oh dear. Yeah. I wish that Simmons was in this more. I'm glad he got a proper ending, though, so there's that.
Yeah.
I want to slap those sumptuous lips off his face.
Credit card bill is going to be
yeah
she's gonna want to pay that off gradually.
It's not her fault an alien entity took over. I'm sure the government and taxpayers can take care of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe Stargate Command can like come up with some sort of deal where they help her pay it off or something because it was related to work. I don't know.
Yeah.
The Pentagon. You are property, woman. You are United States property.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
At least you're not crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A win is a win.
Yep.
Yeah, Defender.
So now he's supporting her.
Yep.
Love that. Now that he believes her.
Yeah, exactly. Anywho.
Oh, here we go.
We all have our bad moments.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk a little bit about Rob Fournier because we're about to see him as the Special Forces commander. So this episode actually marks his third on-screen appearance in the franchise. So his previous roles include an East German guard in The Gamekeeper and a Melp gunner in Forever and a Day, although I believe those were uncredited.
Yep.
And you might not recognize him because the makeup department apparently went to great lengths to change his look with facial hair and scars. And they did this to keep him from being recognized across, different extra roles so it wouldn't disrupt the show's continuity. Rob has actually been a valuable contributor behind the scenes as the lead armorer since season 1 of SG1, and he remained on staff until the end of Universe. So his industry experience actually extends well beyond Stargate. So he has a very impressive list of credits. So he's worked on series such as Battlestar Galactica, Supernatural, Psych, Sanctuary, Arrow, The Flash, Falling Skies, and The Man in the High Castle.
Damn.
And he was part of the additional crew for major Hollywood productions like Deadpool 1 and 2, Elysium, and Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Wow.
So I believe he's good friends with Martin Wood, who asked him to participate in this episode.
Brilliant. Jacob said, I'd love to see a deleted scene of Hammond expressing his anger and disappointment to the president.
Yeah, right? I wonder if this is actually in the house or if this is a set.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, that is one of the coolest props.
It is really cool. So while Orlan's ability to construct a Stargate might imply that his species are the ancients,
yes,
this
that's
is
a
not
clue.
really sort of concrete proof.
No,
because other civilizations like the Tolan have also managed to build Stargates despite being only slightly more technologically advanced. So
yeah, but it's a soft clue for sure.
Yeah.
You're gonna need a new toaster.
On the toaster's bagel setting,
right?
The gift that meme that I did. Sorry, I'm trying to fight off a cat. Twisty. Twisty. Oh my goodness.
Oh boy.
I just remembered what Reynolds is gonna do.
Reynolds?
And I love Reynolds, but screw Reynolds.
He's got to follow orders.
Yeah, I'm not content with the decisions he makes.
Well, they aren't his decisions.
I know, but still, I wish he was just a little slower.
What, you're talking about just in this episode?
Yeah, just in this one.
Yeah, he's not very likable in this episode.
No.
Yeah, that's why I'm
there's a bit of a visual sort of slip up coming up. So when Orlan jumps to the Stargate, the camera angle from behind the gate makes it look like he dives behind it instead of actually going through it, but it's not a goof, it's just a trick of the eye.
Interesting.
Right. Oh, it's so cool, mini kawoosh.
Yeah, it's a quarter-size kawoosh.
Kawoosh light.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, you see what I mean? Yeah.
I love that there was a Stargate in her basement. This is honestly, this is like Sam Carter's wet dream. Just she wishes she could do this in her basement.
So, like, given the significance of constructing a Stargate using like Earth materials without relying on Naquadah,
Yeah.
it's highly plausible that Simmons would have ordered the removal of this makeshift gate from the basement. So
Yeah.
it would make sense for it to be like transported to Area 51 for like more study.
That's
But
true.
on Reddit, like someone argued that such an endeavor might not actually really be necessary since the SGC could study operational gates at any time. So they thought maybe additionally the scientists at the SGC like sort of likely had more pressing projects to work on rather than like reverse engineering a gate. So
No.
Oh boy, here we go. This is also the first appearance of the Naquadah reactor Mark II, I believe.
Oh, the nice new snazzy version they use going forward?
Exactly. I've got a copy of it sitting behind me here.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I just thought about Atlantis when Shepard sees the sign that McKay left behind the Naquadah reactor saying, "Don't touch, very dangerous." And I'm just like,
yes.
I can't wait to get to that stuff. Well.
Oh boy.
Oh, buddy.
Okay,
Oh, buddy.
Reynolds, I love you, but this is not your finest moment.
No.
Cool effect.
Yeah. Like, Orlan doesn't deserve to die.
No.
Maybe, like, talk to someone about, having normal human interactions. See a counselor. Death is never the answer.
It's awfully a quick existence.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
how his hand fades away is really cool.
It is really
it's such
cool,
a good effect.
So every time I watch this scene, it kind of reminds me of that line from the Santa Claus where Tim Allen's character finds Santa's empty suit and says he's running around naked somewhere.
Cool.
Yeah.
Rainmaker provided that effect, I believe.
That is pretty cool.
Jacob just said going through Orlan's minigate must feel like a roller toaster. That is an Evie level pun, and I'm very impressed.
I love it. I appreciate it. That's great.
I think Evie's going to steal that for her recap on Facebook.
I might have to.
The ascended beings are like, and don't use that again.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like,
really
break it
vengeful,
this time.
aren't they?
Yeah, well,
My
last time
supposed
didn't
to
do
get
enough,
involved.
So, right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So Robert C. Cooper went on to praise Sean Patrick Flannery's performance in this episode and stated that he did a wonderful job and that the chemistry between him and Amanda was so compelling it made viewers wish for a series just featuring those two characters. And he also praised the episode for its strong acting and direction by Martin Wood. And Joseph Malozzi agreed that while the script initially didn't win him over, everything fell into place during production, and he also commended Flannery for his excellent performance and his remarkable on-screen rapport with Amanda, and he expressed a sense of writers-producers remorse, regretting the decision to kill off Flannery's character due to the actor's impressive portrayal.
Absolutely.
And then they brought him back as a child.
Yeah, because he wasn't.
And somehow that kind of just made it just a little bit more creepy. But it is a better episode.
Yeah.
Gosh.
When he comes back, it always reminds me of like Benjamin Button, like the whole where he's younger and she's older this time. It's very interesting.
There is an element of that for sure. That was Ascension, everyone. Thanks for joining us.